The Progetto 46 and Object 252 are considered overpowered Tier 8 premium tanks, but their playstyles are massively different. Playing an Object 252 is drive, point, and click. There is no skill whatsoever in this vehicle. It doesn't matter if you're a 40%er or a 60%er, you will be getting the same bounces no matter what skill level you are. However, if you get example like the Bastion Barask or the Progetto 46 to extremely overpowered medium tanks, you have to actually understand how to position the vehicles. But as long as you understand how to use vehicles like the Progetto, then they can be incredibly rewarding and overpowered tanks. These two types of overpowered premiums are a massive skill gap and difference between two types of playstyles. The 252 playstyle is I don't want to care, I just want to get into the battlefield, and that is why I rate this as the most boring overpowered vehicle in the game. Now, what makes this tank so OP is just the armor. The gun is okay. It's got 420 alpha, which is nice, but it's also got 0.398 dispersion with a 5.5 second aiming time, so it's incredibly inaccurate. Its DPM is atrocious. Its penetration's nice, but it's really got nothing going for it on the gun apart from pen and some damage per shot. Mobility, the tank's not that fast, only goes 35 kilometers per hour forward and 14 in reverse with an average speed of, only 29, so it's not the fastest heavy tank either. It's just the fact that its upper plate is impervious to any ammunition at a front angle. Its turret is incredibly thick, and the only spot you'll be penetrating the turret is really the hatches on the roof, which are also a very hard hit. The side armor is absolutely ridiculous. It's basically the IS-7 in Tier 10, but down at Tier 8. The difference, though, is that the IS-7, if you understand where to pen it, you can most likely still cut through the armor. The 252 just has black holes on the side that even if you fully aim in the shell on the side, there is still a chance it will just say no you and not penetrate the vehicle. I don't think there's really anything inherently overpowered about the 252. Any decent player that knows how to deal with this tank will do fine against it because you can shoot it in the massive lower plate, you can penetrate the sides, the track wheel is quite easy to penetrate, but against anybody that doesn't understand how to shoot at a 252, that is when this vehicle becomes mighty overpowered. So let's see what we can do here. But as I said before, that is why I rate this as one of the most boring vehicles in the game. Because, sure, if you want to be one of those players that says, I have a good win rate because I spammed a 252 for 10,000 battles, then go ahead. But it really doesn't seem that fun to me. I mean, this is why I've never really suggested to buy the 252, is because it's just not an exciting vehicle. You play it, and you do one thing that battle. And then you play the next battle and you do the exact same thing. And then you play the next battle and you do the exact same thing. The playstyle of this tank never changes. It's not like a Progetto where one battle you might be doing something crazy and the next battle you'll change your playstyle massively. It's really just the same thing over and over with the 252. But it can be fun sometimes if you just want to chill, have a nice cup of coffee while you play the game, because in this position here, I'm basically impervious to the enemy team. That Tiger 2 bounced one shell on me, and I'm a feeling that guy might poke again. I guess we'll find out, but I'll just chill here. I mean, we know where the Tiger 1 is. If the Tiger 1 pokes, we can get a pretty easy shell in. But right now, my lower plate is hidden, which is the only part I would need to hide on this vehicle, which means, yeah, we're basically impervious to the enemy team in this position. If I do expose my armor, then we will be penetrable. But it looks like the enemy team is not moving, so I'll do my due diligence and move into the front line. We got the Yo off to the side, which we should be able to get a pretty easy penetration into. There you go. Nice tap for 396. You can see, though, that was quite a lucky penetration of that. This gun is incredibly inaccurate, and you got to be very, very careful. So here's the Tiger 2. Let's just aim it on his turret. You can see, yeah, pretty easy penetration there. And there's an HE from the LTTB, maybe? I don't know. Either way, we're going to get a nice bounce. And let's push up into the front line here. We got this Tiger 2 just showing me his massive turret cheek. So there's another nice penetration. Although we actually did get penetrated by the Tiger. As I did say, you can penetrate the roof of this tank as long as you understand where to shoot. So it can be a pretty big weak spot, but I'm just going to back up here, make it a little bit harder for this Tiger to pen me. And there you go, finishing him off. Like, sure, We've bled 600 hit points, but we still have 1,200 left. And while all that's gone down, the enemy team is already almost dead. We've got the ISU 152 off to the side, and even if this ISU pens me, I really could care very, very little. Let's see if we can even side scrape a shell from this ISU. Well, he's not looking at me, but that's fine because we'll get one easy penetration in, and yeah, it's an LTTB. I could care too less. Let's get the shell into this ISU, finishing him off first. Oh, by the way, there's a bounce on the rear of my 252. That makes sense, right? Well, there you go. Finishing off the enemy, and now we've got the LTTB. He took 400 hit points off of us, and now he has to run away. We still have 839 hit points left on the 252, and we're going to aim it right on the rear of that LTTB. Oh, 544 damage. We're up to 3,200 damage dealt, and again, this is just a cakewalk. All we've done is drive, all we've done is shoot. That's about it. We haven't done anything really that exciting this battle. Now we're chasing down the LTTB. We might not have the best top speed, but it doesn't matter all too much because, well, the LTTB's driving in a straight line, which means I'm not going to shoot at the LTTB right now. We're going to get an HE into that STB. Oh, another meaty tap into that player for 468 damage. And now we're just going to drive towards the STB-1. This player is a one-shot. Even if we low-rolled massively, we'll finish off the enemy STA. So that's very, very solid. And there you go. Enemy STA is taken out. Unfortunately, we just got max rolled by that enemy IS-5, which is really, really, really bad news for me. That's actually like the worst possible news I could have gotten. The good news is that I do have a teammate, which is helping me. So, yeah, that teammate should be able to support me. And if that VK is able to clear that enemy LTTB, we are in a pretty solid advantage. That IS-5 just fired, and here we go. Oh, boop. There you go. Nice tap into the IS-5. We're up to 4,460 damage dealt. We've YOLO'd basically the entirety of this battle, and now is just the moment where we've actually decided to use our tank's armor. So, what are we going to do? Well, if this IS-5 pokes, we HE him, or not. Well, that is one of the downsides of .389 dispersion, isn't it? Well, good news is we can sit here, we can chill, we can reload, and in 5 more seconds we'll have another shell ready. Alright, well, let's push on up. Alright, keep on going. We know the IS-5's over here. Can we get a shell into his vehicle? Looks like that is a no. Either the IS-5's pushing up, or he has decided to sit there. Now, I am detected by the enemy team, so I'm going to be careful. There's the IS-5. Now, we are up to 875 on the base capture, which is pretty good for us. And, again, all I have to do is connect an HE onto this IS-5, and there you go. Guy is taken out. I don't know why my VK's having such a hard time here, but that's fine with me. We're going to reload. 4 more seconds left, and we are just going to jump right... Well, I guess that works, too. But there you go. That was one battle in the 252. Sure, we were low health at the end, and we had to play a bit conservative. But that was just because we literally did not care for the entire battle. Instead of doing anything engaging, we drove, we bounced a bunch of shells. How much did we block? We blocked 1,300 damage. We dealt 4,500. We got 4 kills and a mastery. I mean, that was it. That was it. There was no skill required there. Now, sure, if you're not amazing at this game, and let's say you're only average, there's nothing wrong with that, but driving a 252 probably would not have won you that game, but neither would have driving a Progetto at that point, so I can't really say either would have won. Alright, so let's see what the enemy team has. They have an ISU 130 and ISU 152. They got a 252, as that is basically a tank you'll find every battle, no matter what, on either side of the team. I don't really mind fighting 252s either. They're not a hard tank to deal with. Sure, the gun can hurt, but as I said, that lower plate is massive, and as long as you understand where to shoot this vehicle, and you understand that aiming is key, really I would say this is such a noob-friendly vehicle is because a lot of players that aren't great at this game say, I'm not going to aim in. How many times have you been in Tier 10? A 183 turns its turret and instantly snaps you and pens it. It's one of the most irritating things on the planet. It happens all the time. And it stands out to you because usually those shots should not penetrate you. So when you're in a vehicle like the 252, people don't get away with snapping shells like that because your armor on this tank works really well. So there's a nice tap into the enemy IS-5. We put on our adrenaline, and now we reload. All we have to do is really keep the enemy at bay. So we got the 252 showing me its lower plate. And as you can see, that lower plate is truly massive. I mean, that's not a hard pen. It's guaranteed that we're going to hit that weak spot. And again, we reload. Now, impressively, I'm already down to T49, which kind of sucks, but there's nothing I can do about that, is there? So we're going to reload. We're going to get a shell now into the VK. Nice tap. But at the same time, Ooh boy, this is not great. Looks like the enemy team is pushing fairly aggressive over towards my mill, which is not really good for me at all. We do got the T-54 Mod 1, but I'm going to get a shell into this IS-5. There you go, nice tap for 409. And look at that, my ISU was able to help my teammate out. Sweet. Now, this Mod 1 was able to finish off my teammate, which kind of sucks. I mean, this is a battle that my team is probably not going to win, but we're going to try. There you go, nice shot into the T-54 Mod 1, and now we start reloading once again. Now, all you have to do in a 2-5-2 if you want to get bounces is hide your lower plate, as I've said before. So, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to side scrape like this. We're going to poke what was the ISU. Is the ISU still sitting there? Looks like it's not. We got the ISU and 30 off to the side. Alright, well, let's angle the tank like this. Let's side scrape it, and let's poke this. Oh, what are you doing, Yag Panther? You're just going to be penned, aren't you? Maybe not. Well, either way, we get a nice bounce, because that's all this tank does, and there you go. Nice penetration into that enemy ISU 130. Now, we are way down on base cap, which is a big downside. So I'm going to push fairly aggressive, but at this point, it doesn't look like much is going to change. Wow! We got absolutely robbed there. That shell we needed to penetrate, and it just didn't. Well, we won't win this battle. I mean, no matter what I do, we're way down on base cap. My team has not moved the entirety of this game, and because of that, it'll be a loss. We're going to aim in on this VK, and if we can actually hit him... 252 gun! See, if I was in a Progetto, and I actually had the mobility to help my team, to not lose medium side, this battle wouldn't be too hard. But because I'm in such a slow tank, I just don't have the mobility to save my team. There you go. We finally got a penetration on to the enemy VK, which is great. You know, I was able to clear him, but the enemy's still going way up on base cap points, and at this point, it's going to be a very hard time winning this battle. Now, this T-32, I'm not really worried about penetrating me at all. But there you go. I lost another teammate. Great job, team. All right. Well, I'm going to reload here. The only chance of me winning this would be, yeah, if maybe I could clear, like, this ISU with a high roll, but... Yep, there you go. It low rolls, which kind of sucks for me. I really need my teammate to get a pen in, but come on, don't pen it. Yes, there you go. That is the armor of this tank doing its work. I just need to pen this guy. At this point, this is all I can really do. I need my teammate to finish him off. Please pen it, dude. Pen it. Oh, you didn't. Oh, I don't know if we're going to win this. No. If my 53 TP had fired that shell literally 1 second earlier, we could have won that battle. Unfortunately... as it is in Tier 8, sometimes you just can't rely on your teammates. That was another 4,300 damage battle, but you get stuck sometimes with people that start grinding the game early. I can't really get mad at him, but man, that team really wanted to throw that battle. Either way, you can see why the 252 is quite a boring vehicle. Sure, we could have won that battle, and yeah, I mean, I could have conserved my hit points, but you don't really need to in this tank, and if anybody in the comments says I did anything wrong, do 4,000 damage in a 252. I'll wait. Alright, hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make a video explaining why I find this tank really boring, and while YouTubers may make a video saying that a vehicle like this is amazing, and oh, it's the easiest tank in the game to play, it might not be fun, and the whole point of playing a game is obviously to have fun. So, that's my advice. Don't get your hands on the 252. It might be in stores, but it's not a very fun vehicle. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.